My name is Amber and I make crocheting beginner friendly. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do a hexagon granny so that you can use it to make a hexagon cardigan. Karen's Cinnamon Swirl Cakes by Yarnspirations and a 5.0 millimeter hook. In order to start, you're going to chain 6. This is the easiest way I find to make this magic ring. So I'm just going to chain 6. And then I'm going to take this and connect it to this end here with a slip stitch, just like that. Then for my hexagon, I'm going to use double crochet stitches. I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to go into that center hole there I made and do 2 double crochet stitches for my first cluster. And the reason I only do 2 for this first cluster is because this chain that I did originally is going to count as my first double crochet stitch. Then you chain 2 and put 3 double crochet stitches into this center hole there. And then chain 2. These chain spaces you're creating with that chain 2 is going to be your corners. So I'm going to put another cluster of 3 double crochet stitches here. For a hexagon, I need to do 6 clusters in this space. So I have 3 so far. And I'm going to put 3 more. So a chain of 2 in between, and then I'm going to do another cluster. And just keep doing that until you have 6 all the way around in this first round. Once I'm done with all 6 clusters, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm going to make sure to have the chain 2 in between each one, and I'm going to connect it here at the end. So I do a chain of 2 and then I connect it here at the end with my slip stitch. I like to go underneath just enough so I can get 2 strands of the yarn. Otherwise it becomes too stretchy and it makes too big of a hole. So when you're starting your magic ring, you can do 6 like I did, a chain of 6 like I did, or you can do a chain of 4 if you prefer your hole to be a little bit smaller. It does make it a little hard to fit everything in though, because we're doing 6 clusters. So to do round 2, I like to slip stitch across to the other chain space. So just go underneath those double crochet stitches and I slip stitch across till I get to that chain space. And then I chain 3 here. The reason I do the slip stitches across is because there is a front and back side to this stitch, to double crochet. So this would be your front and then this would be the back. And there's a distinct difference. So I like to keep them on the same side. It's totally preference, my personal preference, but that's what I like to do. You can turn it around if you prefer. So again, this is my first stitch. I'm going to do 2 more double crochet stitches. Since I'm in the corner, I'm going to finish that first cluster, chain 2, and then in the same chain space, I'm going to do another cluster of 3 double crochet stitches. And then chain 1 to get from this chain space to this chain space. And then I'm going to do another cluster of 3 double crochet stitches into that chain space. And then chain 2. And in the same chain space, because I'm at the corner, I'm going to do 3 more double crochet stitches to make a second cluster in the same chain space. And then chain 1 to get to the next space here. Keep doing that all the way around till you have all of your corners done, and we'll meet back at the end. So now that I'm at the end and I have all my corners done, I'm going to just chain 1 so I can connect this one to this one. Make sure to go under 2 strands of the yarn so that it doesn't stretch. If I just go under 1, it stretches a lot. But if I make sure to go under 2, it doesn't stretch. And then just slip stitch to close. Okay, so now to round 3, I'm going to slip stitch across to that chain space, which is another corner. So here I'm going to chain 3 and then do my 2 clusters with a chain of 2 in between for my corner. And then chain 1. Now I'm starting to get my side chain spaces. So on the sides, I'm just going to do 1 cluster of 3 double crochet stitches so that I can have a flat side. And then I'm going to chain 1 so I can get to the corner chain space. And then I'm going to do my cluster of 3 with a chain of 2 and then another cluster of 3 because it's a corner. Then a chain of 1 so I can get into that side chain space again. And I'm going to just do 3 double crochet stitches. Chain 1 to get to the corner, and just repeat that until you're all the way around, and then we'll meet again at the end of round 3. So now that I'm at the end of this round, I'm going to do my last side cluster, chain 1, and I'm going to connect it to this starting chain over here with a slip stitch. Now at this point, you're going to start noticing that your hexagon does not lay flat anymore. It's going to be kind of wonky like this, but that's okay. That's normal. So don't worry. So to do round 4, I'm just going to slip stitch across to that chain space. And again, this isn't necessary. You can, if you want, you can just do your chain 3 here and then turn your work and go back around this way. But there is a clear front and back side to a double crochet stitch, so I prefer to keep my back side and my front side on the same side. That way it just all looks uniform, and I kind of like the way this looks. So I prefer to slip stitch across to the chain space and then just continue. You're just going to continue the pattern of 2 clusters and a chain space of 2 in the corners and 1 cluster in the sides. And you're going to be doing 1 chain in between each to reach from one chain space to the other. So once you're done with round 4, we'll continue to do round 5. At this point, the only difference that you're going to see is that there are more side chain spaces. So you're just going to make sure to do 1 cluster in each chain space on the sides so that you can continue to make it bigger and bigger. Here it is at the end of round 4, and you can see it's already getting kind of big. So I'm going to continue around and do about 3 more rounds so you can see what you do and how to fold it to make a cardigan sweater. All right, so now I have about 7 rows, and I want to show you how to fold it in order to make your sweater. This is just for demonstration purposes. This is not big enough for an actual sweater. You would need to do a few more rows even for a toddler sweater. But in order to fold it to make a sweater, you just take these 2 corners, put them together, and then you have your one side of a sweater. So you can see that this would be the arm and this is the body. So obviously you would make it bigger for whatever project or whatever size you need. And then, but this is how you would fold it. Super easy, comes out beautiful. Please subscribe and like for more tutorials like this.